You could say this video is Coppaganda. Mojang's decision to add an early game toolset was bold. Some called it unnecessary. Twitter behaved like Twitter, and I'd call it a band-aid. But honestly, it's quite a nice band-aid. What was broken? For a game that's 50% mining and 50% crafting, Minecraft's 7 tiers of tools have a shockingly incoherent progression system. Let me boil the process down real quick. Spawning into the overworld, you punch a tree for wood to make a wooden pickaxe. And only ever a wooden pickaxe. After mining 3 blocks of stone, you toss it into a chest and forget these ever existed. Stone's an improvement, but it's not very durable and struggles to crack ore. Eventually you gather 10 or 15 pieces of raw iron and forge it into much more reliable equipment. It's around this point a new player will discover gold for the first time. Briefly feeling like a god oh, darn. You pretty much know the rest. Diamonds are nice, netherite is nicer, but requires a whole convoluted process. I have been through this loop more times than I can count, but it's only just occurred to me that half the tools in this game don't really exist. Armor is just as bad, if not worse. Have you ever found leather to be odd? It has terrible durability, offers hardly any protection, and you'll sorely regret killing every cow within a dozen chunks once you need books for enchanting. At least you can dye garments, offering a purely cosmetic function. The Nether update redeemed gold to a degree, but I still can't think of a good reason to craft a full set. Chainmail is probably my favorite Easter egg in the game, but it takes a while to get every piece of it. I think I've made it clear at this point that the intended early game equipment just didn't cut it. There's a legitimate use case for this stuff in multiplayer. They add a lot of flavor to survival games, Skywars, and really any low-stakes competitive environment. But for single player, you're almost guaranteed to skip all this and go straight to iron. That's where copper comes in. We finally have something that's not useless, pointless, or overkill. Copper picks are noticeably faster than stone, while netting around an extra stack of cobble before breaking. The catch is it has the same level as stone, which means you're unable to mine everything that iron can. This was a point of contention for a lot of skeptics. I don't think it matters. You're gonna have an iron pick by the time this would ever be an issue. For asks, spades, and hoes, this has no effect at all. However, iron is very common. Happening upon a large vein or hacking away at a mountain range for a few hours will net you a stack of iron blocks. If you're a skilled, knowledgeable player who's as efficient as possible, what's the point? There isn't, and that's okay. You can ignore it and nothing changes. For everyone else though, copper's pretty great. So many beans fit in this ore. After just a few minutes of mining, I can craft a full set of tools, this weird brush, and eventually a spyglass, cause I keep forgetting to install the zoom mod. Oh, and if you're as skilled as me, armor is also a priority, especially with the hands zombies throw in hard. Copper is much weaker than iron, but the damage reduction is sufficient for most nightly hostiles. This is what leather should have been. And if I may derail the broader argument to talk about my hyperfixation, it originally did serve this purpose. It was called cloth armor. Punch wool off a few sheep, and you had a quick and easy set of protection. Unfortunately, the way armor worked back then sucked, and cloth was removed only a few months later. Basically, Notch realized his new cow mob didn't do anything special. Leather got added, and the rest is history. Back on topic, there are so many recipes that require iron. If you don't have a ton of it yet, being able to use what's saved for rails, blast furnaces, or anvils is nice. But this is all only relevant to the first few hours of a new world. Do copper tools offer anything later on? Well, you're sure to have some diamond equipment and a full set of iron armor by the mid-game. Copper ingots are piling up in storage. each mining trip bringing stacks upon stacks of this stuff. Heck, you could just throw it all in lava and somehow still have too much. At a certain point, copper becomes disposable, and that's its greatest strength. If you want to go somewhere death feels likely, such as a giant cave, the nether, or you've got a full set of equipment that's basically free. Sure, it's not the best, but getting knocked into lava is gonna hurt a whole lot less when you aren't lugging around all those diamond tools you spent so long to obtain. Okay, actually it probably still hurts a lot, but I think you get my point. Copper greatly benefits newer and casual players, while also being an incredible building material. But does it fix this whole mess? No. Can it be better? Yes. Will it? I guess you have to finish watching to find out. I'll be throwing some ideas at the wall, ranging from lawful vanilla tweaks to chaotic overhauls unlikely to be taken seriously. When gold tools were first added, I don't think Notch knew what to do with it. Traditional game knowledge would tell you that gold is powerful and strong, but in reality it's one of the softest metals. You can even bend it by hand. Of course, diamond is so brittle it'd shatter on contact, so I'm not sure what he was going for. It's an out-of-season April Fool's joke that's lasted for far too long. What can be done to make butter viable? You probably know that it has the highest efficiency. It can even acquire max level enchantments without using an anvil. In practice, this doesn't matter. It breaks so fast. So what if golden tools worked like a leecher's instead? An unbreaking 3 pickaxe would mine about 2 stacks of stones before softening. Toss it in your crafting table with an ingot or two, and straight back to mining. I wish it had the same level stone does, but it's not absolutely necessary. Some players disliked how netherite was better in every way to diamond. Minecraft's most iconic equipment was relegated to second place. Honestly, this doesn't really matter outside competitive PvP, but what if you could preserve diamond's vibrant aesthetic without sacrificing utility potential? Imagine getting to choose between netherite or something along the lines of reinforced diamond. I don't know why, but out of everything I've said, this feels like the most likely to come to fruition. I think it makes a lot of sense to fork in-game progression to different playstyles. Netherite's knockback resistance and toughness makes you quite formidable. So perhaps this could improve agility with a slight speed and jump boost instead. In that same vein, you'd expect the tool variants to have a lower durability with higher efficiency, but mending negates that, so let me know if you have any other ideas. I have made my disdain for wood and stone tools clear. What if we just got rid of them entirely? Steve is certainly powerful enough to punch stone into cobble, but I can do better. From the shores of Spawn to the deepest caverns of Nether, what can be found anywhere wood and stone can? Flint. This is a feature in, like, every mod pack ever, but let's keep it real simple. Punch some leaves, sift through some gravel, slap a stick and shard of flint together, and you've got yourself a nifty flint knap. It would mine, it'd chop, it digs, and it smites. With the speed of wood and durability of stone, it'll serve you well enough till copper smelts. Once it's been outclassed, toss it at your foes for a bit of extra damage. You don't need 12 different early game tools. A single flint knap will suffice for the first 20 or 30 minutes. I also just really like that name. Oof, that was a whole lot of time not talking about copper spent in the video where I talk about copper. Is there any way its current implementation should be improved? Well, I'd love to see the oxidation feature implemented somehow. I really want waxed slightly weathered copper leggings. But, ultimately it's fine, and that's good enough for a very important reason. Love it or hate it, this is what we're stuck with. I don't see any timeline where Mojang removes any items, or attempts to make substantial changes to early game progression. There's always mods, though personally I try to avoid things like that. Okay, I guess that's all I have to say on the subject. In case you're wondering, Jeb did pay me to AstroTurf Copper Appreciation. Money really can buy you anything. Bye-bye.